Hello, everyone. My name is Dimitri Sirota. I'm SVP responsible for security strategy in Security CSU here at CA. And I'm here to talk to you about the changing landscape for access management. So prior to joining CA, I was with a company called Layer 7 Technologies, which was recently acquired by CA. And Layer 7's business was all about securing and managing APIs. And the reason that's becoming important is because access management has changed from the familiar web access management that we all have grown to know over the last several years. And part of the reason for that is what you see here is that the internet itself has changed. Where historically all of us basically accessed the internet over devices like this, increasingly we access it over mobile devices. We access it over smart vehicles and over tablets and things of that sort. In fact, there are now 50 billion connected devices that are trying to access services over the internet. In a similar vein, whereas 10 years ago, cloud was still very much in its infancy, the technologies weren't quite there. Today, more than 79% of enterprises have some level of SaaS that they consume, whether it's a Salesforce or a Workday or something of that sort. And so for IT organizations inside of the enterprise, they're facing new challenges when it comes to access control and access management, where historically they have to worry about a user coming in over a browser and accessing some backend database or some backend application. They increasingly have to worry about people coming in over a tablet using an app, a mobile app, or somebody who needs access to a cloud service, either in an Amazon cloud or in a SaaS cloud or something of that sort. And so as a consequence, what we're running into is this emerging challenge that the enterprise is facing, in that we're moving away from a web-centric internet and we're moving more towards an app-centric internet, where apps span the cloud, mobility, even machine to machine. And so in this universe, I think what you're finding is a greater justification for a newer class of technologies to deal with some of the challenge specific to enabling mobile and cloud accessing backend data and the enterprise. Now, with Layer 7 technologies, we again provide support for access control for APIs. And the reason APIs matter in the context of mobility and cloud is because both of those use APIs to gain access to back-end systems. So whether you're an enterprise or a government institution, your database in your data center, your SAP application, the way you gain access to all of those from your mobile device or from the cloud is via an API. And so again, APIs become critical and essential elements in enabling access to mobile apps and cloud services. But then again, you need a corresponding way to secure them and a corresponding way to deal with some of the access control issues. So when looking at an idealized solution, you kind of find that you need three main elements. You need to focus on something that's going to be able to support access and single sign-on across web, across mobile, across cloud. You need something that's going to be able to support federation beyond just web browsers. So obviously, all of us are familiar with being able to go from one website to another website that may reside somewhere else on the internet. But now, essentially, you have that similar problem with apps on tablets. And then, of course, you also have challenges where in the cloud, where you may have assets that reside in one cloud, and you want to be able to grant access to those. And then lastly, of course, for any enterprise, they don't want to have disparate systems, one to manage the mobile access and single sign-on, another one to manage web access and single sign-on. They want to have a place to be able to reposit and store all their policies for authentication, for authorization, and all the derivative policies. And so again, organizations want a way to be able to support these multi-channel internet access problems, whether it's a device, whether it's the cloud, whether it's the web, whether it's even partners. They want to be able to support federation both in a web context, but also in a more modern web services context where you're dealing with APIs. And then lastly, again, you want to have a single authoritative source of policies for access and access control. So this is where Layer 7 comes in. So Layer 7, working in conjunction with CA SiteMinder, basically provides a vehicle to give enterprises a single authoritative source of policies for authentication and authorization, a way to support federation across the web and across mobile, and a way to support this diversity of channels that a modern enterprise is looking to connect with over the internet. The combination of the products have already proven themselves out at a large multitude of large banking and communication customers. And now with the combination of CA and Layer 7, there's deepening efforts underway to make these statements even more powerful and to deepen that integration so that, again, enterprises are no longer going to face this fragmented access and single sign-on challenge. If you'd like more information on how CA security can address all of these multi-channel access control problems, I encourage you to visit ca.com, the security section, and you'll be able to find more information on both the Layer 7 technology as well as the broader SiteMinder portfolio.